Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas, and today we're checking out a pretty cool amp in the Axe-Fx 3. It is going to be the Mesa Mark IIC++. And guys, if it's your first time here, or if you've been here before, make sure you are subscribed. Do lots of cool stuff here. Do Axe-Fx tutorials, mixing tutorials, gear reviews, and giveaways from time to time. I don't want you to miss any of that cool stuff. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and check out the Mesa Mark IIC++. Some quick side notes here. I'm going to do all of my playing at the start of the video, and then I'll do all my talking at the end, so that way you can kind of break it up if you want to check some stuff out. Some little disclaimers before we start. The IIC++ and the Axe-Fx 3, it's kind of been called the Metallica amp from time to time. This is not a model of James Hetfield's Crunchberries amp, and it is not the IIC+ with the IIC++ mod on it. It is basically the IIC+ that was in the Axe-Fx 2 a very long time ago that Metallica used, and then once it got updated, they wanted to go back to the old model, and Cliff generously added it back in for them. So it's basically a IIC+ that was modeled a very long time ago that's back in, and it is different than the IIC+ that we went over in the last video. Okay, I know I talked a lot using my mayonnaise Duvel with some bare knuckle war pigs, and we're in drop C. I'll do some playing, do it with the drive on and off, show you some other cool stuff, and let's get right into it. that is the beast. That is a 2C++. If you've only here for playing, thank you so much for sticking around and watching or playing. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like on your way out. For those who are staying for my jibber jabber, thank you so much for sticking around. Sorry that my white fan is in this picture. It's like 100-something degrees right now in my back office studio, as I like to call it. It gets really hot, so sometimes I run that fan when I'm in here. I kind of set this up really quick because I want to hurry up and get it out of the way before the heat overtakes me. Some quick points I want to make. I switched drives in there just to kind of give you an idea of what it sounds like with the precision drive. I like the precision drive because that attack knob, it gets really spanky and it gives you that nice good attack on there. I kind of like this one with the max on. It just kind of has that beefy girth to it that sounds really good. Going back to what I was saying before, you're looking at the Axe-Fx wiki. It says that the 2C++ is just a 2C+ with different tapers on it, and I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. I know Cliff is the wizard and god at Fractal. He's the one who, you know, invented all of this. But I feel like, I don't know if this is in my head, but I feel like when this was modeled, so when this 2C++ was modeled, it was in the original Axe-Fx 2. This was before G2 modeling. I'm pretty sure this is how it happened. It was originally modeled a different way, and then when it got updated, it changed it, and that's what Metallica didn't like. So that's why it came back as a 2C++, because it was part of their library when they were running 2s. If you're watching any of their arena tours right now, they're running Axe-Fx 3s. I don't know if they're still using this particular amp. They might be. It might be floating around in their patches, but going back to what I was saying, sorry, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I feel like that original essence of whatever was modeled on the pre-G2 modeling software, I feel like that's still in here. I know it's supposed to be with different tapers, but this amp feels very different. We only have the normal model, and if you go back to the 2C+ normal, it's completely different. Even if you put, even if you like, you kind of sit there and you kind of like match the knobs, I just feel like it's different. It's a lot more wilder of an amp. It needs to be a little bit more contained. It took me a little longer than usual to kind of dial it in. It's a lot more finicky when it comes to stuff. I've actually lowered the master volume on here. I think I left it at like 3 or 4 when I did the 2C+ last video. I just find this one, it benefits from having the master volume lower. It kind of, you do that on rectos a lot in real life and on here. If you lower the master volume, it kind of tightens things up. I find this doesn't so much tighten things up, but when you lower the master volume, I find it kind of tames that high end a little bit. This amp really comes alive when you move the presence knob. When you move it, it kind of gives you that little a treble shift that kind of lightens things up. EQ wise, I kind of messed with this. I put the bass up a little more. I was experimenting with cutting to 40. I didn't cut as much 750 as I normally do, what I did with the 2C+ last video. Like I said, I know it's supposed to have different tapers, but it feels so much more than that. I know it's digital, and I know all of those things, but personally, it feels different. I'm using the same exact IR as I used when on the last one. It's GDD Cali. It's the Mesa cabs with some best V30s from different generations in there. But rambling a little bit, to wrap things up, if you want, you can definitely get Metallica tone on here. I believe I did it. Yes, when I did my Black Album video, how to get the tone of Metallica's back album, I'll stick that at the end. I did it with the Axe-Fx and I modeled it. I think I used this amp. Basically, if you want like Inner Sandman tone, you just have to get something that gets that same EQ curve, and you can definitely get it. I probably should have used my Kirk Hammett guitar for this. It's back there on my rack. It has a head-filled EMG set in it, but I kind of just wanted to do some more like drop C, like metalcore type stuff to kind of give you a flavor of what it does. So that's gonna wrap things up for about the second time. I think that this is a good amp. It's kind of one of the sleeper ones. It's kind of like one of those weird amps that are just floating around in here, but I just feel like it has some original mojo that when it was modeled originally, it did something. And I know it's been through a bunch of changes, and I know we've had a crap ton of updates since this one was originally modeled, but it just feels like a different amp to me. I know I keep saying that, but it just feels different. It acts different. I know that the tapers are different, but it just feels different to me. I don't know. It could all be in my head. Let me know. Let me know what you think about this 2C plus in the comments down below. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool amp. It did fight me a little bit when I was dialing in. What is coming up next? What do we have next? Actually, let me go to the amps, because that will give us a better read on things. I have already done the JP2C, so I think I'm just going to skip that one. I did that one originally when it came out. Oh, USA lead. So this is the is Mark IV territory, right? Yes. We're going to be getting into the Mark IV, and then we have the tri-axis preamp coming up. And yeah, we're thick in it when it comes to Mesa stuff. And then once we get the Mesa stuff, we're gonna be we're getting close, guys. We're getting very close to the end, which is kind of sad, because I do enjoy doing these videos. But we got some cool stuff coming up on the way. If you thought this video was cool, leave me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed, you should do it. Why? Because it is free. And guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know there's a lot of stuff out there in YouTube and in life in general that wants your attention. And thank you so much for spending it with me. I greatly appreciate it. I'll check you in the next episode. Peace.